Hi guys, it's Sam Hain Winchester here. I would just like to let you know that this video does deal with adult content and suicide. So it may be distressing for some people. If it is distressing for you, please don't watch. And after the video, I will go a little bit into the behind the final walk and just have a little talk about that. And with all of that said, I hope you enjoy my work and enjoy. Thanks, guys. In the beginning, I didn't choose this. I chose to trust to keep alight just a small glimmer of childhood's blind faith, to see light amongst the darkness of a heart soured. But I didn't choose this. This sorrowing weight of loss fracturing my heart, the undeserving devastation of life withered away. For what? A bitter expression? A reminder of mortality? I didn't choose this. I chose not to listen, a fool to reset the scales and give you the benefit of the doubt, taking pity in your time of need, when in hindsight, I should have kept you out. Just a chameleon viper with ill intent. Now I am the victim of your poison, the joker's well-played hand. I never chose this. As my head screams in a fit of rage and I am judged, your actions, your choices reflected on myself as I take blame. A ripple effect in this courtroom, now my cage. After all, it was I who opened the door for you and let you in. I never chose this. I chose to roll the dice. In my defense, letting a naive, humane heart and empathetic conscience overshadow past histories, placing myself as collateral. Now the house takes its pound of flesh and I am scarred, hideous. Surprise. So now my choice is solitude. As fear has me standing still, untrusting, confined within my own barricade, keeping safe what little of my former self I have left. A grain of treasure unworthy of these hands. For who would choose a bitter heart, so miserable within its own existence, alone without a friend, marking all as poison, without a chance, users who will betray in the end? Who would choose this? Not to recognize their own reflection, a reflection unworthy of a mirror, for now it is I that has become all that I have hated, the living dead, unalive, inhumane. Who would choose this? This life in the end. Okay, so storyline, where did it all come from? Basically, The Final Walk is based off one of my poems. I do a lot of writing. I wrote poetry, children's books, adult fiction. My genre there with adult fiction is more of a horror type thriller thing. So basically I just love to write. And when The Final Walk came around, I was going through a very dark time in my life where I was having all of these thoughts about suicide, because I think that in that time of my life, I don't know, I was just in a really dark spot. I was going through a domestic violence situation, and we were basically homeless as well. So it was just an ugly, dark time, and I kept having these thoughts because there was a point there where I didn't see a way out. Things are better now though, so no stress. So these thoughts were getting a lot more common and a lot more regular, and I knew that within myself I needed to find a way, an outlet to let them out. Because I knew I couldn't act on these feelings. I've got a daughter, and there were things in my life that I needed to stay around for. So I kind of this is me. This is my outlet. Like all of my poetry, all of my books. Well, with the exclusion of the children's books, of course, they all have some sort of element of me in them. Because I don't find I'm not really wouldn't call myself a social butterfly, but I find it easier to deal with things myself rather than drag people in. And I've had bad experiences with counselors and stuff. So for me, going and talking to somebody or following down that path just really wasn't an option. So I write to let it out. And so yeah, basically that's where the story for the final walk come. I needed to write it out. I needed to create this scene where create this storyline where I could hopefully, by appeasing these um, thoughts that I were having of suicide, that maybe and dealing with that and looking at that approach, that maybe I could work through it, that maybe I'd realize, something. So, yeah, for me, writing is therapy. So that's where the final walk came from. Okay, thanks, guys. I'm just about to go into a bit where I talk about how it was filmed and the process of that. Okay, thanks, guys. Bye. Okay, so how did I film the final walk? You'll notice that the quality of video isn't that great. I actually filmed it on my old phone, a Samsung Note 3. So pretty ancient phone to today's standards. I had no budget. I had like nothing. So I couldn't hire actors or anything else. So I decided to use myself. And I think partly too because I was still feeling these emotions, it was probably a good option. So basically, me and my daughter, we went around, I think it took us like 5 days because where we were, we would walk a lot. So we'd be walking through all these bush tracks and everything else. And it kind of just dawned on me that, we could use this to bring the final walk to life. So my daughter would come with me, and at times it was incredibly hard to keep a straight face because she is a bit of a comedian, and she was trying her hardest to make me laugh. And even though I was trying to explain to her that mummy's just acting. So we were basically just walking around with a Note 3, and basically it was just me filming myself saying in my head, look sad, look sad. And and remember why you wrote this, like remember the feeling behind the words. So yeah, it was basically just me filming myself and trying not to laugh because my daughter kept doing silly dances and pulling silly faces. So it was fun. It was fun to bring her into that project too because she does enjoy a bit of film and making film. She's quite active in relation to making little videos. So it was a great experience, and it was good for me and her to do something together to take my mind off things because, as I said, at the time I wrote it, I also filmed it. I wasn't initially planning to do anything with the filming, like with the footage. It was just basically a fun project, or if you can call it fun. But my daughter really loves filming, and part of the footage she actually shot using my phone. So yeah, basically it was just shot on a Note 3, a Samsung Note 3. And then afterwards I took it, I ran it through my audio software as well as my film software because I do a bit of audio engineering as well. And yeah, we basically just ran it through, and then I went and got some really cool sound effects and stuff and enhanced because we had a group of crows living where we live. So I took the microphone out and we recorded them squawking and making noise. So yeah, and some of it's from Freesound, and I've credited the people who created those sounds in the credits of the film. So yeah, basically that's what it was, and the narrative was basically me, my computer, and a small microphone. And I did a bit of drama in high school, as well as college. So, and part of that was using our voice to project emotion. So yeah, I basically just, I think I ended up recording it probably half a dozen times and then listening to it. And then I just basically picked the the one that I felt was the most emotional to fit in, because it is an emotional piece. When you're dealing with so much pain and anger and hurt, and feeling so down on yourself, because you know in life sometimes people feel like it's easier to blame themselves, especially for other people's actions when they've, or to feel disappointment or whatever, when they've broken promises or things don't turn out the way you plan. Or I wouldn't say it's feeling sorry for yourself, because it's not. It's basically disappointment, and that is a natural human emotion. I think lingering within that feeling is more about feeling sorry for yourself. But you know, you need to take that time to grieve. You need to take that time to process. It is a process. It's not, you can't just say to somebody, you know, bang, snap your fingers. Okay? So yeah, with bit off track here, but you know, with all of that said, it was fairly easy. And to all those filmmakers out there who are like, I'd really love to shoot something, but crap, there's no budget, or I don't know how I'm going to do this. There are ways around it, and I just want to throw in there, in case you are a filmmaker and you've got minimal budget, one of the films that I would recommend you watch would be The Headhunter. It basically had a very small budget compared to most films, and it is beautifully done. So even without a budget, you can still create something. You can still do something great. It may not be the project you want to work on initially, but you know, we've all got to start somewhere. We've all got to start with a stepping stone. So don't give up. And if you are having suicide thoughts, please seek help. Call someone, talk to somebody, find an outlet to let it out, without actually causing self-harm to yourself. Because I think we can all agree that nobody wants you to do that. So yeah, I think that's basically it. Sorry, I got a little bit off track. I can be a little bit of a rambler at times. So yeah, thanks guys. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, because over the next few months I will be uploading some more videos, not all film related, because I also enjoy cooking, and I also enjoy things like that. So I was going to just, you know, I'm not a one shot, okay, this is my film and this is what I do. I don't like being in a box. I like living outside a box. So I do a multitude of things, and I will be uploading them here. Yeah, so thanks guys, and I hope you have a great day, night, wherever it is, wherever you are. And you know, I hope you're enjoying life. Okay, bye for now.